My 8-year-old son attacks me on sight for no reason, and I can't understand why the one thing I thought would love me unconditionally hates me. Posted by you/explanation crazy 5463. I used to believe that your relationship with your children was a given. To clarify, I believed that as long as you treated your children with love, they were guaranteed to love you back, and that the most you had to worry about if you did the right things was some kind of terrible illness or accident that ended their lives early. I'm here today to warn you that's not true. There are worse possible outcomes. My son is 8 years old, and I cannot be in the same room as him without being attacked. He will scratch, hit, and bite me constantly until we are separated. He bites as hard as he can. My arms are 50% bruises right now from partially healed wounds. I have done nothing to deserve this, and I've tried everything to reach him. I've tried love, discipline, ignoring him, reasoning. Nothing sticks, and as the years have gone on, it's only gotten worse. He's already in therapy, we've already tried to get him diagnosed with something, we've tried meds, we've tried no meds. We don't know what's going on, nor do his therapist or doctors. On Thursday, I watched a movie. About time, a very bittersweet film about how time is limited and we need to enjoy it the best we can. There's a scene where a boy of about 8 is playing on the beach with his father for the last time, enjoying one last beautiful day together. I absolutely lost it. My son only communicates with me through violence. Last night, I finally gave up. I cried for hours and let go of any expectation I had of having a loving relationship with him. He's 8 years old and hates my guts. There are worse outcomes than outliving your children. Please don't take your loved ones for granted. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. How is the relationship between your son and his mother? Ops response. Mostly normal, except for the added strain of how he treats me. We have a healthy, loving marriage and a daughter as well. Everything outside of my son is as you'd expect. Commenter 2. I've read something similar before. Is it possible that, on some level, your son either sees you as a threat to his relationship with his mother or is jealous of your relationship with her, and is therefore attacking you to get you to step away? I remember reading about a young boy who was feral to his father because he felt some need to protect his mother and couldn't stand that anyone else would love her. He was violent towards his sibling too. I really wish I could remember where I read it. Ops response. This is a possible theory, just one of many. We have no particular reason to believe this over any other theory. Commenter 3. Real question, how is he with animals? The way you describe his behavior seems antisocial at minimum. If he's violent with you and callous about animals, there could be a touch of sociopathy or psychopathy at play. And at 8 years old, chances are he's not opening up to his therapist about his issues. He's probably giving a lot of I don't know answers when asked questions, which is how kids react when they think they are in trouble for their behavior. Ops response. He definitely doesn't open up about why he does anything. No signs of violence towards anyone or anything other than me. How is Ops' son at school? Any issues appearing? We just had a yearly meeting with his special needs team at school. They had only good things to say. No indication of bullying. He loves friends and people, except one. Has there been any other explanation for Ops' son's behaviors? As I mentioned, we have taken him several places. He's diagnosed with ADHD. We have told them ADHD isn't the whole story, but they seem stumped. We will keep trying. He may be on the spectrum, seems to have anxiety and sensory processing issues, but doctors aren't diagnosing him with anything other than ADHD so far. I wasn't a perfect child, but I'm neurologically typical. Commenter 4. What age did this start? Does he physically attack anyone else besides you? Does he attack you when you are alone, when you are with family, and when you are in public? Do the two of you ever have normal interactions? Morning, midday, or night? For example, if you were driving somewhere in a car, would he literally be attacking you while you were driving? Has he seen a psychiatrist or psychologist? Ops response. It started when he was 5. He doesn't physically attack anyone else, only me. He attacks me whether we're alone or around family, but he doesn't do it in public. Normal interactions between us are extremely rare, it's been months since we've had one. When we're driving, he has attacked me before, usually by throwing things at me. We explained to him that it was dangerous and could cause an accident, and after we were actually in an accident over the summer, he stopped doing that. The accident wasn't his fault, it was caused by the other driver. Yes, he has seen both a psychiatrist and a psychologist. Commenter 5. How old is your daughter? How does she respond when he's violent? How old was he when this started? Is inpatient treatment possible? This cannot continue and will probably get worse as he gets bigger. Eventually, he will be able to take you out. Ops response. She is 5. She will comfort me almost daily. Honestly, I don't know what she does when he's acting up, I'm focused on not bleeding. He was 5 when it started. At first, it was just throwing things at walls. Then there was a time where he just hated me but wasn't attacking me. Now it's directed at me rather than the walls. I'm not sure we are quite ready for inpatient treatment, but that's starting to enter the conversation. Op adds an edit to his post. Thank you to everyone for the advice. Special shout out to the super weirdo antinatalists, particularly the feminist who made sure to tell me she was a feminist before suggesting I have a post-birth termination. No single comment made me realize how ahead of the game I am as a parent more than that one. We're getting a second psych evaluation soon, so I'll write a second post with the results of that. Many of you are absolutely convinced someone else is abusing him and are unwilling to accept evidence to the contrary. There is no sign of anyone in his life abusing him, nor is there much opportunity. When he's not at school, he's with us, except for a few rare occasions when we get a trusted, close family babysitter to go on a date. We've asked him if anyone is hurting or touching him, and he has said no. We also make sure both our kids understand what's inappropriate and know they should tell us if anyone tries anything like that. This is the least likely possibility. Update 3 months later. Hello. Some of you folks asked for an update when I first posted, including some who seemed to feel lost in a similar situation. I'd like to thank the insane people on my last post who told me to give up on my son. The laughs were therapeutic, and also, please never have kids of your own. We took him to get evaluated again, as it was pretty clear what we were dealing with was more than just ADHD. It took us a while to find a place we thought would do it right this time, then it took some more time to get a slot, but today we got the official diagnosis. He has ADHD, and a severe version of it, but he's also mildly autistic. On top of this, he has high anxiety and signs of depression. Some of you were suggesting pandas and odd, and he does seem to have some of those symptoms, but like the autism, there are things about him that don't fit those diagnoses. There are things about him that aren't typical of autism. For instance, he loves being social. These inconsistencies, and the fact he was younger and had severe ADHD which masked the autism, made an autism diagnosis difficult at that time. So why does he hate me? As best I understand it so far, this is what happened. When he was halfway through kindergarten is when it started. His disabilities caused him to struggle compared to his peers, which led to feelings of inadequacy. Being 5, he didn't have the tools to handle that, so he began coming home from school and destroying the house as a way to express his feelings. We would try to reason with him patiently, but he wouldn't hear it. We tried many other ways of helping him, but the house was getting destroyed, and the only thing that would get him to stop was sharp, loud commands from my scary male voice. Stop that. So that's what I would do every time he started acting up. Because that's what worked. What I was doing, though I didn't know it, was using his anxiety to scare him into behaving better. As time went on and I continued this, I became this scary figure in his life to be feared. The anxiety built until it became a complicated hate. So where are we now? He doesn't attack me on sight, usually, which is an improvement. But when I come home from work, he often wants to be alone in his room now. When we go out in public, things are better, but at home the anxiety he attaches to me is still present, though not as intense. How did I fix it? First, I stayed away. I let things chill out for a few weeks, and when he would attack me, instead of getting angry and punishing him or defending myself by shoving him off me, I remained calm and had my wife correct him instead. Then, I decided I needed to talk to him about all this. I knew that going to his room meant immediate bleeding on my part, so I would armor up in a winter coat and gloves, enter his room, and calmly fend his attacks off. It would end with me restraining him on the floor and just talking to him about his behavior, and why it led to my behavior, and why I never meant to be scary, but I had to be scary to stop the madness. This had a little bit of a positive effect, but it took a long time. I did this routine for weeks without much progress. He would attack me, I would restrain him, I would talk and ask him to open up, and he would be silent. Then I finally found something that clicked. I told him I loved him and always would, and that I thought he was a special and talented kid, and that I would always be proud of him. He cried in my arms and got angry and wanted me to stop, but I pushed through. So then, for a couple of weeks, I kept letting him know that. And over time, his reaction to it became normalized, which is how I knew he really believed and understood it. Now we have a routine I call Daddy Therapy Time, and when I come in his room and say let's talk, he gets straight like a pencil on his bed, and I kinda compress him into the bed, and his head hangs off, which he likes for some reason. He has been opening up gradually and actually talking, instead of just me talking. Some days are still hard. He still takes everything out on me. But that's okay, better me than anyone else. That's my job. I still get bit and scratched, but less often now, and I think things will continue to be 2 steps forward, 1 step back. For you overwhelmed parents out there, keep trying. There's hope. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Let this be a PSA for everyone, be extremely discerning when picking a place to get psychological testing done. And then get another round done at a different place if your kid/you are not improving or if you're at all doubtful of the results. The difference between good psych testing and bad psych testing is years of your kid/your life wasted. Edit to add, formal psych testing is not simply a diagnosis. It includes multiple days, Around 3, of actual testing for 3 to 4 hours each, family interviews, discussion with the patient, and a formal 20-plus page written analysis of the test results in the context of the discussions with the patient and the family interviews. Commenter 2. Highly recommend getting your son a weighted blanket. The right weight is 10% of his body weight. These help autistic individuals due to the compression, they aid sleep, soothe anxiety, and have been a lifesaver for a friend of mine. Nothing helped him sleep properly his whole life, then he got a weighted blanket and slept through the night for the first time in decades, maybe ever, he's not sure. He told me it has greatly relieved his anxiety, and he doesn't worry about many things that used to bother him. Wishing your family continued success and joy. Ops response. Thanks for the tip. We did get him a weighted blanket, but he doesn't like it. Commenter 3. You unintentionally became a weighted blanket for him, that's very funny and very cute, haha. Ops response. Yeah, and I guess the head hanging over the bed is also a form of therapy too. All I knew was that's what he wanted and it seemed to work, so I just kinda accidentally came up with it. Second update 4 months 2 weeks later. Hey folks. I was inspired to give you an update because 2 things have happened recently. No more outbursts, no more biting or attacking me, no more throwing things at the walls. As a result, we've repainted and put the decorations back up. He made some art at school of what he loves the most, and I made the cut with his mom. Things have been great lately. Back to relative normal. I think I mentioned this, but he has ADHD, mild autism, mild OD, high anxiety, and mild depression. This made parenting tricky since negative behavior correction triggered his OD, but positive correction was also something he hates. We still do the daddy therapy time, but not daily, only as needed. When I need to correct behavior, I press him into his bed or the couch and tell him what he did wrong and what to do instead. He only takes it well using this method. We started sending him to neurotherapy, which is something where they put electrodes on his head and have him do tasks. It sounded like crazy woo-woo sci-fi stuff to me, but I swear it's working. When his therapist went on vacation for 2 weeks, we noticed a difference. I don't know how long we will be able to afford to do it with the way the economy is going, but hopefully as long as he needs. I've been doing Cub Scouts with him one-on-one, which has helped restore our relationship. Forcing the one-on-one time with me was important to get things to start to turn around. To those of you with similar struggles, hang in there. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. So happy to see this update. I remember when you posted the first time. I hope this can shine a hopeful light for parents who are struggling. Neurodivergent kids tell us what they need, and we need to be open to hear it. Very proud and happy for you and your family. Ops response. My son very rarely tells us what he needs, actually. Almost never. But, thank you.